It's like a very fun way to do nothing.
It's funny and it's stupid and it's just dumb but also super cool.
I always get sucked in, and just because it is so like personal to you.
I really enjoy watching TikTok and I love like all the fun things about it.
But then you also see like all this toxic stuff, but I feel like you see toxic things everywhere, so it does the good way out the bad.
In a perfect world, I just want it to be social media. It would just be there to like post pictures and interact with people and like talk to people and keep people updated. But social media has turned into something that it wasn't intended to be.
There's always like two sides to everything, I feel like, on the app. There's a ton of positive stuff on it, like I'm not gonna lie, like with body positivity, but even with that, there's still like a ton of comments. I've seen a lot of stuff just like body image wise that's like fucked up.
When like the young popular like female stars on TikTok like post a video, if you look at the comments section, it's a nightmare. I'm like, how do people think it's okay to post such like really rude and harmful comments? It's just astonishing to me how people think it's okay.
A lot of people are a little bit too comfortable with what they comment, especially these middle schoolers, because like it's really easy to detach like the person from the account. So it's like, oh, this is all, fun and games, but sometimes they can take it a little bit too far.
And then there's this trend where they would like show half their face and they show the bad side of their face. And I saw some people who like looks pretty much the same, and people are like, girl, like it looks the same, like what are you talking about? But there was some where it was like a drastic change, and all the comments were like so mean, like, oh, that's why you only take pictures of that one side of your face, because people just don't really care. It's just like this weird culture on TikTok of joking comments constantly where they're just like brutal.
I started using TikTok over quarantine, so I had a very like clean slate for my For You page, and so I got a lot of like trends that were like, ayo, like genetics check, like natural genetics of like perfect noses that people would spend money for, like ayo, fast metabolism check. And it's just like all these things where they're like super skinny, naturally pretty, and I feel like it doesn't create anything new, but it adds this new element of this pressure of naturally being this perfect looking.
On Instagram, a lot of the issues that I saw was a lot of like editing, but on TikTok, like it's much more real feeling or portrays itself as real when it really kind of isn't.
Because my For You page is just beautiful person after beautiful person, even if they're not trying to be beautiful, even if they're just making a joke. And it makes me forget that the rest of the world doesn't look like that. It's just this app compiling people who look like that for the For You page, because they know, well, that's what people like to see and what will keep people coming back to the app. The entire world is not that objectively beautiful. There is a slim amount of people who happen to fit that, but it's not reality.
Especially with like e-girls, and I feel like with TikTok, a lot of people succeed if they have a very like natural beauty where they're very pretty without makeup, they're very pretty with makeup, they're very skinny. Like my For You page isn't that anymore, but it still exists.
And then you have like the hype house where like everybody comes. It's like, okay, that is so freaking concentrated, like seemingly perfection. Yeah, they post their lives, but they're still editing their lives.
All you're seeing all the time is this overwhelming thing of pretty people and not normal people. It kind of turns into the point where you're like, oh, this is what a normal person looks like. Why don't I look like this? It's just like super damaging to me. And
I have to like dissociate being like reality skinny and social media skinny, which is like a whole different level.
I've seen like gorgeous girls simply being gorgeous walking in a parking lot. Or like the bad wiggies just dancing in a parking lot. The good thing about TikTok is I've seen people imitate those people that are like men and women, racial diversity, body diversity, and they've gotten hyped up and views and stuff. But they wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't for the skinny person pioneering that type of content.
It's really gross because then it's like our fault if we still think this way about ourselves, because like we're being like shoved body positivity down our throats. but then also forcing ourselves to embrace like these perfect looking people as well.
When I watch TikTok, I turn off the app and I feel so ugly. I think representation on an app that's all about looking and being visual is really important. But like, if I put that, like anything I'm saying right now on TikTok, like, oh, you're just mad because you're not pretty, or like you're insecure and you're not confident. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying they don't deserve a platform. It's just if I did what they did, it would not get views.
It almost like invalidates the body positivity of just being yourself and like embracing the body that you were born in, if at the end of the day the people that are still benefiting are the people that live up to these really high beauty standards. It's just a huge like mix of so many different issues.
Because of the pinch of diversity, you do touch grass for a moment. But at the same time, within that, there's such a high risk of gaining a skewed perception of reality.